Alright, so now I'm actually live. And basically, now Rag, I know you haven't really been on here before, but I'll go ahead and put well, actually the link you see in the announcement for this broadcasting page is at the top. It's in the announcement section. It's twitch.tv/price_is_wrong. There is about a 20-second delay. So I usually tell people that are in my Twitch chat, you might want to mute the Twitch feed if you do watch it. Because that way you won't be hearing me twice and all that stuff. And it's a little weird too, because a lot of times when I say, hey, just see that, and you won't actually see it for like 20 seconds. Or sometimes we'll say, hey, turn left right here, or go back and do this, and I'm already like 30 seconds ahead of you, so it's going to actually take like 20 or 30 seconds for me to reply to whatever, or, well, actually you'll say, no, I guess because you'll see something where I've already been like 20 or 30 seconds, but where I was 20 or 30 seconds ago is what you'll see like then. So it's technically still a live stream, but anyway, I guess the raid so far, I really haven't done anything. I did my little bit at lunchtime yesterday. It's been kind of a long day. My internet still isn't fixed. Since I've started this stream, I've already dropped 50 frames. So it's kind of sucking. They've already replaced my I've had all my splitters replaced. I've had a jumper replaced that goes from the wall to my first splitter that goes up to my. I've had the modem replaced. I had the line that feeds my drop to the cable modem replaced, and the only thing left on my side that needs to be replaced is the main drop from the house to the tap, and that didn't get replaced. It's been put in to be replaced though, because it's all underground stuff, so they have to get a team out here to basically just pull the cable through. So that kind of sucks. But my service doesn't seem to be terrible at the moment. I mean, I'm getting, so far the highest ping I'm seeing is like 20 milliseconds to my gateway. And that's basically how I test. And I'm really not at a full % packet loss right now, but it's still enough for me to like drop frames and stuff like that. So anyway, I haven't dropped any more since I dropped those first 50 though. But anyway, I did start an elite campaign yesterday, and probably I want to hold off on that. Rag, what have you been hitting? You've been hitting the open water targets, or you've been doing the siege campaign. I'm kind of wondering. I did start the campaign that I currently have open is the elite campaign. And I basically went in there just really to look around one time yesterday. I'm wondering if I can go in there with Nighthawks to just trying to work it out. Because I started it and I hate to stop it, and not go through with it. Boy, I tell you, man, it's been a crazy day for Facebook drama. I got somebody else asking me now why Freedom's blocked them. Alright. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and get my Nighthawks out. I'm still I haven't spent any coin on repairs, and I know yesterday I think I accumulated like 37 hours worth, and I still have that. I still have like 6.5 hours on my MCX fleet, and then my Spectres have still got another 2.5 hours. So, but between the two, I got about 8 hours and 40 minutes worth of repairs still remaining, and but I'm going to go ahead and I want to take my Nighthawks in. I just want to see if I can prep out that elite campaign. I was kind of thinking about hitting some of these Arctic fleets, because I know Shark hit Arctic fleets, and it seemed to work worked pretty well for him. Oh, you know what? You're actually. Let me see here. All right, let me zoom out. All right. I actually didn't have it set to where your voice was streaming, but it's fixed now.
No, you didn't have to go and fix that.
Yeah, well, it's just in case somebody else comes on here. A lot of people like really get a kick out of being on here, and a lot of people like getting the shout outs and stuff, man. Uh, Definitely got to run now. I didn't get lined up quick enough, so I got to run now. Look at all the Nighthawks. Alright, I think I can zoom back in now. I got an anchor on one of my Nighthawks now, man. I'm pretty happy about that. And I might as well just turn around and retreat again, because it's like chasing everything across the map now. It's like getting a little silly. I would like to break 1,000,000 though. I'm really close to it. So I won't broadcast from the NBK wall, or from the NBK raid call. I'll do it from here. Because this one here is my raid call. I actually set this raid call up. It used to be for my old alliance, Bob, before I was NBK, and then of course there is no Bob anymore.
Yeah. So, sorry, I was making the kids share the other computer.
All those Nighthawks surfaced the same time as mine, so they definitely got battery 3 on them. Hey, Hiram.
Okay.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going for you?
I'm just getting started, man. I did a little bit, at lunch yesterday, and then I'm just getting back into it. So.
Yeah, sorry about them messages yesterday. I thought you were off.
I don't remember the messages.
I was asking you about the raid. You said you were at work.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry, man. You know, I got a horrible memory. But yeah, yeah, I did a little streaming during my lunch break yesterday, and that's really all I did. Um, so apparently, it's like the Kraken is. I guess all those initial spawns. I know there was initially a whole bunch of them all over the place, but once those guys are gone, now they just barely pop up. So.
Yeah, apparently people find easy ways to do them, and I guess it irritated KIXEYE.
Well, that's what people are saying, but I don't know if that's actually factual. Because, like I said, you know, they were supposed to be rare targets. They weren't supposed to be, you know, primary targets, and people were using them that way. So I'm just saying that I don't think the spawn was ever turned up on them. It's just that initial spawn, there was a bunch, but then once they got wiped out, that was it.
I'm kind of irritated with KIXEYE over this raid. They've really gone over the top, I think.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience on here just yet. I'm working on it. But yeah, that's normal, isn't it? I mean, it just seems people are more irritated at KIXEYE than they're ever happy with KIXEYE. So it's more odd that KIXEYE does anything that makes people happy than.
Well, I do the siege campaigns, and I'm taking 5 times the damage I took last raid.
Wow.
And the points are half.
Yeah.
So 5 times the damage for half the points. I started this elite campaign yesterday, so I'm kind of going back into it, and I'm doing it again. But I don't know, man. Oh, it's like these things, they move around like crazy. It's kind of nutty.
As soon as I heard that they had priority targeting on every turret, I just didn't even try an elite.
I just lost a few Nighthawks, man. I got 3 Nighthawks left. I lost 2. I haven't killed any Nighthawks yet. I've only killed interceptors. Somehow or another, I've done some damage to them. I'm just using my Nighthawks.
To kill the Nighthawks?
No, I haven't killed any Nighthawks. I lost Nighthawks. I killed mine.
Yeah, I was just wondering what you're going to try for the Nighthawks.
Oh, I don't know yet. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like an aimless wanderer, no plan at all right at the moment. And I was kind of hoping to have more of a plan before I started getting back on here, but sadly, my day has turned into drama management and a lot less, you know, gameplay and relaxation.
I hear you.
So
life gets in the way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sadly, it's a completely, totally avoidable crap too, man. It's just nonsense.
I still may get a call to go into work this weekend.
Yeah. All right. So I lost 2 Nighthawks on that one. Let me think here.
I never got around to watching your video. Did you kill that Kraken you was in on?
No, No, somebody else ended up going in there and killing it. So it's like I had, you know, that Soldier of Mayhem from a BP Outpost? It just so happens I'm in the same sector as him. And we're like really, really close to each other. So the Kraken that was closest to my base was also closest to his. And so he ended up going in there and taking a few hits at it. And then he had somebody else going in there try to soften it up for him. That guy ended up killing it. So I'm like, dang, y'all killed my Kraken. And like I said, I've already invested 37 hours worth of repairs into that dang thing.
I knew I don't have any good sub fleet, so I didn't even try it. I'm a sub driver, not a sub killer.
Yeah, I do have some stuff for killing those things, but I'm looking. I don't know, man. It would be nice if I had some. You know, I don't. I never built my Viper fleet, man. I was going to build a Viper fleet, and I never did. And it's just mainly because I just lacking the time, really. You know. Um, I do have my ECM that's got it's got really good sonar on it that should pick up those Nighthawks pretty good. But I understand those Nighthawks are cloaked really well. I think somebody told me that the Nighthawks were cloaked really well, and I know those Nighthawks will go right after my ECM. I'm sure I'll be able to pick a bunch of them off while they're doing that, but
I have been spamming the hell out of instant repair fleets.
yeah.
I thought those days were over, but they're back.
Well, I don't know if I quite got the resources for that, man. I've been like spending like crazy my resources, and I'm actually well under 100 million on everything right now. I might hit some of these. I'm getting ready to hit some of these open water targets and see if see how that works out for me. I got my Nashes.
Oh yeah, that might work. I never thought about that. I don't have those. That'd be a nice one.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I can get some. This is going to help me get some resources and hopefully get me some points on the board. But I see they got like Vipers and Interceptors in this 25. The points are probably crap, but
I'm halfway to my goal. I ought to make it this weekend.
I want to get all of my Nashes converted over. I want to get them all refit to all Hornets, and it's what I'd like. I'd like to get them refit all completely to Hornets, but hey, Willow the dog. That way I'll get more random launch overrides is basically the whole point of that. Get more random launch overrides and I'll have a lot more pinch UAVs. And I'm trying to get armor on them too. I actually got armor onto one of them, but I got 4 more I need to put armor on. I got, so far out of my 5, only one's got armor. Now that gave me a full load of resources. It was only 30,000 points, so the points were kind of crap. But I got 43 million in resources off of that.
Oh, that'll help.
Yeah, that's kind of 43 million. I mean, once upon a time we couldn't hold that much.
Yeah, that was before I started playing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting how new you are. Yeah, once upon a time the most we could hold of everything was... Huh? What's that, Rag?
So I remember them days.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it really wasn't that long ago. But that was for 11 minutes worth of repair. So I can cancel that guy. And one of those boats will probably be instant repair. Yeah, there's my one with armor.
By the way, hi Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah, Ragnarok is he's a member of NBK. He's in my alliance. So we had a few people on our NBK chat, and but I think they're all like AFK because it was pretty freaking quiet over there. But so he came over
We
here.
invited Ben was in our ally chat for a while last night.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he was. Me and him were talking on Facebook, and I asked him if he did the raid call. I said, "I'll send you our group. We don't care. Come on in." Then he had to try and understand all them Scotsmen I play with.
Yeah, some of the accents could be pretty thick.
Yeah, watching your face up on the screen is like watching a bad Japanese movie. Your mouth's moving when you're not talking.
Oh man, I remember Black Belt Theater, man. I used to love them days, man. I remember those Saturday mornings, Black Belt Theater. I used to get up and sit there and watch all the kung fu movies.
Oh yeah, I still watch them.
Those days were awesome. Of course, I was a kid and I didn't have a care in the world back then.
Yeah, you got to see the look the wife gives me when she comes out and I'm watching one of them movies.
Yeah. All right. So that one there. What's up?
I was just going to say the biggest thing that's helped me so far is having 2 extra Atlases and an extra Triton to rotate into my fleet. You saw me do the last one. You know, I was doing 2 and 3 boards without repair, and I can't make it through a board now.
Yeah, I don't actually remember any of that, but I'll take your word for it.
You know, they say memory's the second thing to go.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You know, I heard something in the news this week that there was like some new, well, it wasn't apparently not new, but it was a virus once thought to only affect like amoebas or whatever. But it's been found in like 40% of the humans that they've tested. And basically what it does is it affects your brain and it actually makes you dumb. And I'm wondering if I got that.
I'm wondering if a lot of people don't have that.
I hear you. I mean, dude,
I'm still diehard. I still go to the forums hoping I'm going to find some intelligent conversation on there.
Yeah,
I've not yet found it.
Yeah, good luck with that. When I was a kid, man, when I was in high school, man, my memory was like just solid, and I was the phone book man. I mean, I knew everybody's phone number, you know, and I don't know, man. I was pretty impressive. I mean, even to myself, but I got to tell you now, I don't know. I'm definitely doing good to remember my own number, let alone anybody else's.
I still remember phone numbers from high school, but I have trouble remembering my wife's cell phone number because you don't dial them anymore. It's all speed dial.
Yeah.
Yep. Or voice activated.
Hell, I still remember turning the dial, the rotate. Click, 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 click.
I was the remote control.
Exactly. We got a young kid at work. He's like an apprentice, and he was proud to tell me one day that his father's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
He's killing me.
Made your day, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he paid for it. I'm the one that gets to assign him work, so.
I heard that.
I asked him a couple of days later. I said, "You ain't ever going to make that old comment again, are you?" These Kodiaks are brutal, man.
Yeah, you're kind of kicking my butt a little bit. I got 2 boats left.
I did with my atlases. I found out if I let them get in range, as soon as my atlases shoot the UAVs out, I get out of range and let the swarm damage them while they can't shoot at me.
Yeah, I need to make sure I stay in there when I actually managed to get a pinch off. Had to make sure I was moving my boats around there a little bit. Boom. That was a level 43. See if it got me any better points. The good thing about my Nashes with no armor, man, is the repairs are like super fast. They're not instant repair, but that was 91,000 points. I'm sure that put me over 1,000,000. Yeah. I got a long way to go.
I think I'm going to skip the variant hull, but I want the flag and I want the cryo launcher. Those are the only two things I want.
Yeah, yeah. And I've seen some videos where people actually had refit their enforcers already with the cryos, and it kind of sucked.
Really?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Tito made one. He put it on the BV page. He made one, and because he hit Liza, she's a huge coiner, man, and I mean, she just, I don't know. She definitely, I mean, she did some of the coiners in this game, man. They just blow my mind, really. You know, I mean,
both.
yeah, I mean, it really does. It blows my mind, but. Yeah, she had refit 2 enforcers and loaded them up with the new cryo launchers, and he died with his Jug X fleet. He did end up dying, but it was really the Harlock that did it, and not the cryo launchers. And I only saw like 2 of those cryo splashers, you know, where they actually had two shockwaves his whole way in there. So
wow,
yeah. Alright, so that's like an hour. And my one surviving boat is the one that with the armor. I wish I had armor on everything.
Yeah, the only good thing is it'll take you an hour to get it back out there.
Yeah, I got like 107 gold. I think I'm going to go ahead and spend some of it because I need to get my boats working. Instead of just keeping on. I mean, these Stingray fleets right here are pretty awesome too. The Stingray. I did have somebody ask me for my Stingray build, and just for those that I know you guys are like hearing me like 20 seconds before you actually see it, but I'm gonna just start going down. I actually got my build up right now, and what I have on there is I have 3 assault cannon Zs. I have 2 of the assault disruptors, the D33Ds. I did put a siege cannon Z on there too for some splash. And I put a Piranha 2 on there, so I can kill subs too. I can park on subs and kill them. I am doing the D4E armors. I haven't, you know, since I got my Dock 11. I don't know if the if this hull will actually hold the D5E weight-wise. So I don't know. I don't know if they'll actually do that or not. But I did do speed system, cannon system. Alloy armor MC3, and I did agility system 3 because it's primarily for fleet versus fleet, and you know people like their pinches, so you have to have some kind of pinch protection on there, and so that's what that's for, the agility system. And all 5 boats I think are built the same. Now if you had this build on the Zoe Stingray from the campaigns, it'd be even better. You know, because you get more range and all that with the Zoe. And not to mention you don't have to spend any uranium for retrofits. Because with the Zoe, you already get whatever everybody who's spent all their uranium to get R5 like I did. With the Zoe, you get all of that and then some. You get like extra ballistic range and all that. But, so if you're going to do Stingrays, those campaigns, man, are just a godsend for new players coming up in this game. I mean, it definitely helps them catch up and surpass, you know, people who've been around you know, because obviously when I built my Stingrays, I didn't have an option to get Zoes, and I don't have room in my dock for 2 Stingray fleets, you know. So if I built any Zoes, then I'm going to have to scrap these guys, and maybe I should do it while I don't have a ton of rank, because I think these guys currently are still only level 6. See 29%. But, you know, that's time too. I mean, I'd pretty much have to spend a couple of months building Zoe Stingrays and scrapping these just for, you know, and not building something else. So.
Yeah, that'll hurt.
Yeah.
I have the Zoes. I haven't built them yet.
Well, I mean, I'm really happy with mine, and like I was saying, the range. I did a presentation when the campaign system first came out, comparing all of the limited hulls that you get from the campaigns versus the R5 counterpart, and so I mean the comparisons are all there. You know, every one of those campaign ships are better than what you can retrofit all the way up to R5. You know.
Yeah.
Of course, they are getting ready. Oh, go ahead.
You can fit the D5E armor on.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if weight-wise. I know dock-wise it shouldn't be a problem because you got a few extra 1,000 tons, but I don't know if you noticed in the retrofit lab under the hulls, they went and moved some things around. So basically, it looks like potentially there might be some R10s coming out for some hulls. I can't say which ones. You know, I really don't know, but you know, just saying in the future, you know, there could be some more retrofits coming out, and so maybe then these researched hulls could potentially be better, because I don't think those limited hulls can be retrofitted at all. You know what I mean? So if you have like a Greta, I don't think you can retrofit that.
Yeah, not as of yet, anyway.
Yeah. But so I don't know. I wish I knew what PRICE's plan was, but you know, kind of clueless.
They have me utterly confused as to their business model. I don't understand it. I really don't.
Yeah, well, they definitely seem to bank on keeping their consumers in the dark. You know, they don't like people making educated choices, because that you know, people making educated choices are saving money, and they don't want us saving money. They want us spending as much as they can get us to spend, and I don't know. I think they and it works for them, because they have people that do spend obscene amounts of money, so it works for them.
But isn't those people like 0.5% of the total players or something stupid like that?
Well, I mean, I would think so, but you know, you know, I think I've told you what I spend. I've only spent like about $100 a month, and really, I've only started doing that this year. You know, before this year, I might have spent maybe $1,000 total in the game, and the 3 years prior to that, or 2.5 years or whatever. Excuse me. The first time I spent anything was during the Base Invaders 1. That was the first time I spent anything, and I got $100 worth of gold then, and I used half of it on that raid, and I won the Dreadnought. And the second Base Invaders was the Sea Scorpion, and I used the other $50 on that. So basically 500 gold for each, and then but this month, you know, and I started spending about $100 a month. There was a couple of times when I splurged last year, like when the MCXs came out. I coined that fleet. I coined my Thresher fleet. You know, I don't generally play that way, but I did that a couple of times last year, and it's just, you know, it was then that I got wise. You know, how PRICE changes things. You know, like when the Thresher fleet came out, I thought I was being smart and saving money, and I had only built 2 boats. It's because everybody primarily used splash weapons to defend their bases. It was like Serbs and mortars. Was what people used. So it's like there was no point having multiple hulls, you know. You just max your armor out, max your weapon load out, and I thought I was being smart and saving money by coining 2 Threshers. But then they came out with the Javelin, so all of a sudden now we're back to boats that we're back to accuracy weapons and base guard and you know, in the base, on the base turrets again. And so then all of a sudden after the Javelins came out, then I'm like, well crap, now I wish I had 3. You know, I wish I'd spread it out, and I didn't want to refit everything, especially I just didn't have the money, you know, quite honestly, to refit for 3 boats. And so I never got a lot of success out of my Thresher fleet, sadly. I did some guard refits too. I coined some of those, and you know, that's another mistake. But some people can afford those.
I've coined a couple days off the end of builds here and there. That's the biggest one I did was when I jumped and finished that Mastodon build because I wanted to test it, and I had a guy that was willing to attack me.
I can't remember what I was getting ready to do. I can't remember. Maybe I was going to show you the campaign. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to do. I don't remember now. But oh, I guess I was trying to think of a way to something for those Nighthawks. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use this.
I don't know if it'll work this time, but last time I sent my Atlases in and I turned them south west and ran, and they got in range just as they surfaced, and I took most of them out.
Nice. Well, I think
I haven't tried it this time. I don't know if it'll work.
I'm going to go ahead and go in there. You see, I'm not going to fully repair these Spectres, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go straight south, and because they're going to chase my ECM, I'm just kind of hoping with my Assault Torp Bs I should be able to outrange them, the Nighthawks, and I will hopefully be able to see them. We'll see how it works out. Love the ECM. I tried using this on the Kraken yesterday, and that Kraken, man, it's got to have thermal on it that I'm guessing you just can't see for the primarily because it's submerged. But you know, it was able to see my Spectres even under my ECM, so that's why I assume it's got thermal on it.
The briefing said it did, I thought.
Oh, maybe it did. I'm one of those where I gotta like watch it like a billion times, man. Oh, they're shooting at my ECM already. I think I'm getting ready to surface. Yep. Dang, man. How the heck? Oh, I don't have battery on here. That's why.
What's your opinion on Nighthawks with Magnus Drive and Concussion System 3?
You know, I just refit my Nighthawks. I had I had the Caterpillar on there. I had Speed System on there, and I had Stealth Attack System on there. But you know what I realized is that I was taking away that ECM. By the way, didn't do me any good whatsoever. Because
I noticed.
This is not going to work. I'm going to go ahead and just retreat. I'm wasting my time in there with that. But I wouldn't refit my Nighthawks, and I took off the Speed System. I just figured my rank was high enough now that you know, I was kind of hoping my rank bonus would help with my turning, and I wouldn't have to have my Speed System. Not to mention, when it comes to turning, that's kind of something you get used to anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but that thing turns like a brick.
Yeah, it doesn't turn very good at all. And when but I was going for the engine because I went with the engine instead of Speed System. That's what I refit to, was the engine. upgrade 3. And the reason for that is because I figure, okay, well, that's combat speed, and that's submersion range, which is just kind of a term that I came up. I mean, it's, you know, and that's how far you can travel while you're underwater, okay? The Nighthawk smokes the Spectre already with the submersion range, and then with the engine, should extend my submersion range, okay, which will help me prep out base guards better. And then I went and got rid of the stealth attack system, and I put the Nautilus battery on there instead. And again, that was going to give me more time underwater and will extend my range even further. And so the whole point of all of that being is it's just making it more for prepping bases. Now, you asked about the Magnus drive, and that actually goes for like a speed system type speed, combat speed, and kind of combines it with like Cat 2, Caterpillar Drive 2, so again, you're kind of nerfing your speed a little bit by not using engines, and you're going to be nerfing your Caterpillar 3. Also, I'm sorry, your cloaking, or also you're going to be nerfing that also by not going with Cat 3. So, I mean, me personally, I mean, I think my build is the best, and of course that's why I have it built that way. Now, I didn't have it built that way before, but you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, I guess just through experience, you know, I did try subbing out some bases, and quite honestly, it had to kind of be a really crap base, short channel, and no sub protection, and I could get in there and do it. And but I'm kind of hoping that with my boats the way they're built now, will be a lot better. And I do have 3 D2S armors, and those are R10, by the way. And so are my Siege Torps. My Siege Torps are also R10.
Well, the other thing I was thinking was putting a Reaver engine on them.
Well, that's going to cut your weapon range in half, though. I mean, you can do that. It'll cut your weapon range in half.
I'm thinking Reaver engine, battery 3, and ion thruster 3 for base prepping only.
Yeah.
That would get you in there.
Yeah. What kind of torpedoes are you using? You using the Assault Torps, or are you using the Siege Torps on your Nighthawks?
Well, I don't have them built yet, but I'll probably build them with Bs.
Assault Torp Bs? Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the Z.
Yeah. I went with Siege Torp Zs. I mean, I kind of wish I had that little bit of range, but quite honestly, the range between the range on the Siege Torp Zs is 71, which is really good for a Siege torpedo, and the Assault Torp B has got a range of 78, so it's like a little less than half a land tile is the difference between the two. But in the extra combat speed, that extra, because it's 6% combat speed bonus on each Siege Torp, where it's 5% for each Assault Torp B. To me, just the extra speed, I thought that it was well worth the, you know, the difference, you know, and the DPS is much different too. Because I mean,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's now if you take the damage per weight, the Assault Torp Bs are better. Assault Torp Bs are better, but if you just look at the damage period, the DPS, the Siege is way better, and so it's more speed, more damage. And then plus I've got them retrofitted to 10. I got my Assault Torps retrofitted to 10 also, but you know, just for the increased DPS. But the fire rate on my Nighthawks is insane. I mean, and that's at my current rank. I've got 66% on some of them. I've got my highest ranked one is my Phantom, and it's 70%.
Well, I only have my assaults ranked to R5, but I have my Kudas legendary, so they fire pretty good.
Yeah, I still got Kudas.
The biggest thing for me is in a combat situation, especially with the Vipers and such. If I can stay on the edge of a Viper's range, I can take them out before he can see me.
Yeah, I don't really have anything for those stupid Nighthawks, man. I don't think. Maybe I ought to just call it and just go ahead and start the other campaign. I'll go ahead and launch my other one. All right.
I know that my guys were just getting decimated in that elite campaign. They just nobody has anything that I know that can do them well.
Yeah, I remember that 2 months ago, for that first one, was it called Whiteout or something like that, man? But they still had the land in there, and man, it was. I had the perfect plan. I mean, it was easy to go find some wall blocks to hide, some little land pieces to hide behind. It was so easy, you know. But I guess they had to fix that because now they put brains in them to where they don't just like follow you and stop. Now they got to circle you and everything else. So.
It's like I think I've told you before. I don't mind it being difficult, but in my opinion, they've reduced it to simply brute force is the only way to do it,
Yeah.
and that's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it's like, for me, there's certain ways I don't mind giving them money, certain things I don't mind giving them money for, you know. Um, I know, you watched me play that War Commander Rogue Assault, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that you'll notice about that game is that there's no build times. There's no repair times. Everything is instant. So I think that is just a new model that Kixeye is experimenting with, and to see if they can still make money by taking that kind of thing away, and it's all resources, at that point. And I think that is it's something that they're looking into, and it would be nice if they went with it. Quite honestly, in my opinion.
I could see that being a better way to generate your troops and stuff, but boy, were they going to suffer losing that kind of money.
Well, that's the thing, though, is they just need to see if they can still make money that way, and I think they possibly can.
When you trigger that interceptor, it's going to trigger 2 interceptors and the Kodiak, I think.
Yeah, it worked. I worked out okay.
Well, one of the things that really worked well for me last month in the Elite, I'm really good about rotating my lead ship out to minimize spread the damage. And with them putting priority target on, you just can't even do that this time.
Yeah. Yeah, Kixeye, they're a funny bunch, man. They really are. I wonder if I could have came in here and prepped some of these boats out. I mean, I'm looking at it, and it doesn't seem like it's got some torpedoes in there, but it's mainly cryos. And I know their range really isn't that great with that. I remember
Do they
reading.
have torpedoes? I don't think they do.
I just saw them. Hey, Joel.
Okay. I know they took the torps off of a lot of them.
Well, it says so far I've dropped 486 frames. Says I currently have 3 viewers. Let's see.
It was dropping earlier, but it hasn't for a while.
Actually, I'm seeing like 5 people in there. I see you in there, Hiram. I see Con 1971. And Con, is that your birth year, 1971? Arpoluk 99, Z-Dog 40, and then Joel 5911, of course, just joined. He just said hi on there. I asked because 71 is my birth year also.
Damn kids.
So you're going to be that old guy we're all young compared to, huh?
I'll tell you what, I'm surprised at the actual age levels of the guys playing, or the people playing this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of older guys that play this game. There really is. Yeah, 1971, yeah, that's my birth year too. Con 1971 just said, yeah, that was his birth year.
Oh my God, you guys are 70s children.
Yeah. Man, I got a really awesome picture, man, of me when I was a kid wearing this little blazer with this fat freaking belt on it, man. It was the things that our parents made us wear, man. Of course, that was back in the day where our parents did do all of the dressing, so.
I can still remember fighting with my mother wanting to buy me corduroys for school.
Ah, dang it. I just lost my Highlander. I was trying not to lose it, but
I asked her if she didn't like me that much and wanted me beat up all the time.
oh man, dude, I remember some of the clothes. Man, there's some of the little printed T-shirts and stuff like that we used to wear. Man, they had like really thick plastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I had some of them like giant robot. When I was a kid, I lived over in Japan for a little bit in Okinawa. My dad was in the army, and man, I used to watch all of those old anime, the giant robots from back in the day.
Voltron.
Core. Con 1971.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I used to watch Voltron when I was in high school.
Back when they had the cats, they didn't have the cars.
Yeah, the cats. Yeah, Con 1971, he said Cords in the velvet shirt, his favorite.
Woohoo!
The matching outfits too, man. Golly, gotta love all the matching outfits, man. The whole family. I call her my evil stepmom. I had an evil stepmom, and man, and she was the one. She was the one that was driving what everybody was wearing all the time. But yeah, I call her my evil stepmom now. Ooh. I always hear car doors. It's weird. My wife and my son are out of town, and I swear it's like I'm hearing car doors constantly, man. It's like I never hear so many car doors.
Wish I could get my wife to go out of town.
Yeah, I mean, they went up to DC with my son's RTC unit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's like chaperoning.
What are they going up to see? Anything special?
Well, they had a huge, all kinds of stuff planned out, and then most of it went to crap. You know, the heck's that? Enlisted. They were supposed to like tour the White House and tour Congress and just tour this, that, and the other, and see a game. I guess it was like an Army-Navy game. Football game, I think.
No, that's next month.
Well, okay. There was some game. I'm just saying that they were supposed to go see some kind of game that I'm not familiar with. I don't follow sports, so.
Well, I'm a Navy vet, so I still try and follow the Navy team here and there.
Yeah, well, there's supposed to be some kind of game going on that they were going to go see. I don't know what it was. So, I I know my wife's not really all that thrilled about going to go see that. She doesn't really follow sports either, but yeah, it is
When
what
I
it
was in the
is.
service, I had to spend, I think it was 4 months up there. The most depressing place on earth, Arlington Cemetery.
Mm. Yeah, I'd imagine so.
I did not enjoy that.
Cha-ching! Goes my first 7 gold.
I'm proud to say I have not spent a single gold coin yet this raid.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been kind of dragging it out, getting on here today. I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't really. I don't know, man. It just seems like as these events go on and they change, I always find that I'm less and less likely to have the tools required to deal with the challenges that they want to put in front of us. You know, I just always feel like I'm just less and less equipped for what's in front of me. And it's like this time right here. It's like, you know, if you had interceptor with turret missiles, you know, you'd be awesome right now. You'd do quite well. And dang, man, look at all the freaking torpedo bays in here already.
All the what?
Torpedo bays, the little torp towers.
Oh yeah, and they moved them so you can't. Almost all of them are in a position where you have to take the shot to kill them, and that's even with the UAVs I'm using.
Yeah, we had those little track boats that used to be down in here, and they replaced them all with interceptors.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's like you have to coin. I mean, it's I don't know. It's like they're trying to challenge a certain audience. You know, there's definitely one audience that they're building this game for, and I do definitely believe it's like the top 1%. And
Yeah, it sure ain't us, that's for sure.
yeah, because I mean, it's definitely getting to the point where because I'm not coining these fleets, I'm not going to have them readily available, and it's really what is required to be successful. And it's quite frustrating that, you know, I kind of feel like the $100 a month that I spend is just really not appreciated at all.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I said, I've been doing. I've been sending zombie fleets and instant fleets in and just pounding away at them. I've got just under 20 million points.
Yeah. I think Rag is at 20 million points too, I think.
22.
I'm putting some serious butt time in to do it though.
Well, I don't do that anymore, man. I've done that. You know, I always felt like I've earned my, you know, because I've done that in the past. You know, I know the first, like I said, my first hull that I won was Dreadnought, and that was Space Invaders 1, probably close to 3 years ago. And I don't know the exact date on that, so I mean, if you look it up, you'll probably find that I'm wrong by a month or two. I don't know, but
Well, you know more about it than I do. I didn't even know this game existed then.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying, you know, it just seems like a lot of times people seem to nitpick to make sure that I'm wrong, which is fine.
I won't do that to you, buddy.
I
would.
I think that's all the boats chasing me.
The biggest frustration is the last raid. I spent 120 coins, and I finished the raid in 1 day.
Yeah.
And to go back this far, I've already got probably 12 hours of gameplay in, and I'm not even halfway to where I want to be.
Well, and you haven't spent anything yet either, so. I mean, you're at 20 million points.
Well,
you're only a day into it.
If I played it the same way I played the last one, I'd have over 600-700 coins in it.
I just targeted the building. I figure I can get 2 booms off of it, and that ought to kill all of the turrets in there.
That's laying a hurting on me this time, trying to get out them draconian coaxes. I got to take too many shots to take them out with the UAVs, and stay out of the gun range.
See if I can get that torp tower, this first one here, without taking any shots from it.
You should be able to snipe it.
They did change some of the targets also, as far as what is a marked target, to make sure that you have to go places that you didn't have to go to last time.
Yeah. I think it's the next combat. I always went up to the left and clockwise, and now it's better to go the other way with the changes in positioning and stuff.
Yeah, stupid torpedoes coming at me. See the 2 volleys. Hey, is that Michelle? 77 NL? How you doing?
And that color is hard on the eyes.
I'm good. I definitely feel like I'm forcing myself to play tonight, to be honest with you. Don't really want to. Alright, well I guess I'm going to go rough up this stupid torp tower down here. Well, there's not really any way to avoid it, so except for running right into it.
Yeah, I couldn't find a way to get around it.
Boy, it takes a lot of shockwaves to kill it too. Holy crap, man. That thing was tough. Haha. What alliance you trying to join there, Michelle? Or is that supposed to be Michelle or Michael? I know. Don't they? Aren't there like Michelle and Michael are like the same thing in France or something like that too? Wonder. It's just the spelling is kind of different. Okay, it is Michelle, not Michael. Or is it Mitchell? I don't know. Mitchell would have a T in it. I try not to be offensive.
Sorry, Joel, didn't mean to confuse you.
All right. So Michelle, what alliance you're trying to join? That's 261,000. 1.6 million already. Looking at the prize list, I mean, I generally always go for everything. But if I don't get the V2C, it's not going to break my heart. I think I'd rather just mainly want the cryo and frostburn. Just the frostburn, you know, is not coming around. And not to mention, I think that the tactical field on it is pretty cool.
I think it's going to be a valuable haul if you have ships to go with it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it seemed like, you know, the range on it only seems to be about 50, so, and that's a guesstimate on my part, but from the video, or from the videos that I've seen.
I'll tell you in a second. Robot put a fact up on the forum. I'm thinking he said 40.
Yeah, it was pretty short.
It's 60.
It is 60.
Yes.
All right.
I think I've been toying around with it in Huggies, and I'm looking at a missile build to go with the other V2, and I'll build them with missiles. I have more than enough impulse fleets.
My cat's down here bugging. So I'm only one home to give it any attention. I don't know if I really want to, though. Give him my foot.
Why was that one red?
Which one?
When you scrolled across the bottom of the screen, there's red ones. I see red boxes.
Well, okay, it's going to go mess with my dog now. Now, you see which slot I'm selecting? I'm selecting slot number 4. And, or 3 rather. And, oh, there we go. You're talking like this right here, right? That's a flagship only, so if I'm not selecting if it's not a flagship slot that I have selected, it's going to be red like that. So I actually see if I select my flagship slot, then the red goes away.
Okay, I don't have any flagship hulls built, so I've
Okay.
never seen that before.
Well, the Grimshine, the Highlander Nuke Cruiser, those are flagship only hulls. The Phantom Nighthawk is flagship only, and Vanguards are flagship only. And this new boat,
And that one from last month.
this new Frostburn, yeah, the Avenger is flagship only. This Frostburn Interceptor will be flagship only.
Okay, I just, like I said, I've never got one, so, well, I have the Avenger, but I just haven't built it yet.
Let me, something just occurred to me. Let me put a coin repair on that. Cancel that, remove. I'm just going to move a couple of boats around real quick. I just wanted to see if I could actually have room to put my Highlander in there, and I do. Pretty happy about that. But maybe I'll actually try this right here, see how that goes. Put my Highlander in there with my Harlocks.
Now, what will the Highlander do with your Harlock?
The flagship effect on that is to give them radioactive resistance.
For the cryos?
Yes, for the cryos.
Okay.
Yep.
I still have trouble thinking about that as radioactive. I'm just not wrapping my head around it yet.
You want to see what I'm doing in my shipyard?
Sure.
This is what I got currently cooking in my shipyard. It is a Savage Kodiak. And at one point I was thinking about using that new Strike Missile B on there that just came out. But I ended up going with the Strike Missile A instead. And the primary reason for that, because the difference in range between the two is 3, which is, I don't even think that's not even a wall block, you know. So the range is like the difference is really small. But these right here are 90% accurate, where the Strike Missile B is 60% accurate. And yeah, and not to mention the damage on the Strike Missile A is higher, also than the damage on this is like 118, and I think the B was I know I did a slide on it, but I could always pull up the slides. But let me see. That's Assault Strike. Here we go. This right here, the damage on the Strike Missile B is 140, and the Strike Missile A is, well, it says 118. But I think, well, the difference is that because of the accuracy, is the DPS on these is a lot higher on the Strike Missile A. But the only reason I'm going with Strike Missiles on that particular boat anyway is because it has the random launch override. And with the random launch override, it'll spit out pinch missiles, and it'll spit out pinch missiles. Now, the more missiles I got coming off of there, the more likely I am going to have of getting a pinch missile. And this right here has the fastest reload. It's the reload time on these is 3. And I, you know, as it ranks up, it's going to get a lot better. Now, quite honestly, part of my plan too was retrofitting the Strike Missile, because it had the reload bonus with the Strike Missile, and they changed that to damage.
Right.
They changed that to damage, which kind of ticked me off a little bit. And that's just one of those things that, you know, has got the community in the uproar. I think they should have kept the shock mortars. I'm glad they're rolling back to fire rate, but I really wish they would have rolled back the Strike Missile too. It doesn't make any sense to me that they would roll back the Assault Torpedo, but just because the actual DPS is going to go up with that change, and the Assault Torpedo is not used to overwhelm anything.
I have 2 points that I think is better to have the fire rate. I'll give you.
Yeah, go for it.
Number one, more volleys per submerge, and you can bypass evade by getting more torpedoes into the water.
You can bypass evade?
Well, you know what? Bad word. Sorry. More torpedoes, more chances of hits.
Oh, yeah. I will definitely 100% agree with. More torpedoes is more chances to hit, but because of the evade, if it's 40% evade, 40% of your torpedoes are going to miss. It doesn't matter how fast you're shooting them or how slow. And so I'm just saying that if they increase the damage, the torpedoes that do hit are going to hurt more so basically the damage ended up working out to be exactly the same. But the reason why going with the damage on the assault torpedo is better than fire rate is because there is a built-in cap on fire rate. Okay, with that that was the whole point of them making that change, was the built-in cap on the fire rate. So basically, if they were to take that, because they're talking about coming out with retrofit all the way up to 15, right, for some components. So let's say assault torpedo is one of them. There's not going to be any benefit. You're going to end up wasting uranium and not getting any kind of benefit from retrofitting that once you hit that 0.2 cap on the reload rate. But the damage is going to continue to give you a reward. So that's why I think they should have stuck with the damage. Now, strike missiles, there's only point to strike missiles really is the reload to overwhelm countermeasures, and the same thing goes with the shockwave or shock mortars. Right,
I follow that.
And so there you want to have more in the air to help with the countermeasures, but with the assault torpedoes, I really just don't see it. I really think they should have went with strike missiles and assault mortars as far as rolling them back.
Well, I know you can see a noticeable difference in the amount of torpedoes fired from R5 Kutas to R10 Kutas, both legendary rank.
Oh yeah.
Because we've had, I have a buddy that has his to R10 and mine are R5, and we've gone in on co-ops, and he's just, my God, the amount of torpedoes compared to mine.
Yeah. Well, and that may be true. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can have all these torpedoes on the water, but you're not doing any more damage. It's just completely cosmetic. You know what I mean?
Well, but if I understand the way it was explained, I can't remember who I read it, one of the BP guys, every shot, if they have 40% evade, every torpedo has a 40% chance of missing, not 40% of the torpedo.
Yeah, and that is true. That is true. But at the same time, if every torpedo having a 40% chance of missing, and that is very accurate. But at the same time, if you take 100 torpedoes, okay, each one of them having a 40% chance of missing, if they don't actually miss 40% of the time, 40% of those torpedoes don't actually miss, then it's not really truly 40%, then, is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the stacking of bonuses isn't truly what it should be either. It's PRICEI math.
Well, that's what the thing with this one right here, like I said, with the PRICEI math, is that they do have that reload cap. You know what I mean? That they acknowledge is there. They acknowledge that reload cap is there, and that was the whole point of them changing the attributes that they were retrofitting. That was the whole point of it.
Yeah, if it goes below from 10 to 15, yeah, I understand. But like I said, I spent my uranium for the fire rate.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm right there with Ben. I'm really upset about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, I mean, definitely no offense to you, okay? So please don't take any offense. But really, I think that is one of the things that, it will potentially hurt the players. I mean, and I only say that because the, if the reward is going to stop at some point when it hits that 0.2% cap, the DPS at some point, it's like I said, is going to quit going up. And if people would have just let them go with the would have just let them go with changing the assault torpedoes to damage. You know, it's just I think the frame of mind for a lot of people is stuck. You know, a lot of people I think just want to have something to be angry about, and it's really Kickside gives you plenty of opportunities to be angry. I mean, let's face it.
This is true.
You know, they do give you lots of opportunities to be upset. And it's just, and I think they just got everybody trained, you know, to be mad at them all the time.
Well, like I said, yeah, I'm not like you guys. I don't hit the dredges and all that. And my torpedoes, R5 is the highest I have. I don't have anything else above R3 other than hull.
Yeah. I don't really hit the dredges anymore either. I mean, quite honestly, I've hit like 4 or 5 since they've been changed. Every one I've hit has been streamed. You know, I think I've hit like maybe 5. It's just, I used to hit them all the time. I don't anymore because they're too freaking hard now. And, you know, I used to be able to go well, not all day. I had a limit of what I could handle before, but it's like now the limit of what I can handle is even much, much less than what it was, so.
I hit 163 just to see what my fleets would do, and they didn't do well.
Yeah.
On dredge day, if I can catch some 50s, I can do 3 50s with my nuke fleet.
Man, all these
if I drive well.
Man, they put all of these torp towers out, didn't they? I mean, they're just definitely making sure that you have to hit them.
Yeah, there's very few that you can avoid this time. The one up by the Kodiak, you don't have to really mess with if you don't want to. You can get everything from behind the wall when you come around. That Kodiak and that torp tower are 2 things that I've left every time. I haven't touched them.
I don't know what you're talking about, Joel.
The Proto and the Strike campaign.
Oh, but yeah, I have no clue, buddy. Maybe there wasn't enough crying last time. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to see if they can get some more crying this time. Yeah, I'll definitely tell this is going to be a bit of a grind. Yeah, I heard them piranha drones are coming in really handy this go around, and I've never built any. I've never built any piranha drones.
They did a lot of changes on the next layout, the last two.
Seemed like they did some changes in this one too, man. It's like, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah, they definitely did. These first ones have had the same layout. They've just moved stuff. The layout has changed in the other ones. See, they added disruptor cannons this time.
I'm looking at all these where these guns are all sitting. I'm almost feeling like I should turn around and go back out and then come back in the other door. No, there goes Ragnarok left. Wow, I've dropped 2,600 frames now.
Yeah, it was getting glitchy there for, it still is right now, starting and stopping.
Well, I know if I drop too many frames in a row, it'll basically break the stream, and then it'll have to start all over again, and it'll play everybody a nice commercial. And you know, I know how much that drives me crazy. So it says I'm up to 7 viewers. So let's see. I see ZDog40 is new. Zevion1212. Oh, I had somebody that had asked me to write them, and this is like in game. Let me see here. To let them know when I was going online again. I'm like, man, I hope that doesn't become a trend. It just seems like a lot of people, they figure just one person is not a problem, but they all think that they're the only one, you know? And
that's why I just look when I'm online. If you're here, you're here.
Yeah, yeah.
Gives me an excuse to stop my grind for a while, watch somebody else for a little bit, see if I can learn anything.
Yeah, so you got disruptor cannons in this one.
Yep. They have rockets in the next two.
Hey, welcome back, Rag. A little bit of chaining going on there. I mean, it's just with all the weapon layouts. It's like they're making sure you gotta like kill every little thing. It's like holy crap.
Yep, that's what I thought too.